It's Career Day in Morgan County Schools with the Morgan County Partnership. Today we meet a registered nurse, C.J. Henson. Take a look at what her job is like and have fun.
It's Career Day.
Hello, I'm Nurse CJ, and welcome to Career Day. I can't be there with you in person, and I can't bring you to work with me. But this is what I look like when I go to work every day because of COVID. So since I am in a safe area, I'm going to take this off so that we can talk a little bit about what I do every day. So I do have to wear gloves to keep my hands safe and free from germs or anything that I may come in contact with while I take care of patients. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my gloves. And again, because I'm not taking care of any patients in my home, I'm just going to put those down. I also have on a gown. Many times we have to wear gowns when we take care of our patients because we're not certain what we would come in contact with when we take care of them, anything that we may touch. We're also wearing face shields because our face shields keep our eyes protected and also keep my mask nice and clean. And then again, the masks, everybody is wearing a mask nowadays, so everybody is having to wear those so that we don't breathe in anything that's unhealthy for us. So again, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to learn what it's like to be a nurse in this crazy world, and also what it takes to be a nurse. So there are different levels of nursing, different types of nursing. I've been a nurse for 23 years, and my nursing initials are RN, BSN, ICP. What that means is that I'm a registered nurse and that I have a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So that requires 4 years of college. So after you get finished with high school, you would go further to college, and there is a 2-year level nurse, an associate degree registered nurse. And then there's a 4-year degree nurse. There's also a certificate nurse, which is an LPN. And you could certainly do that as well. And each level of nursing allows you to do different things and become different types of specialties. So like my specialty is ICP. And what that means is infection control preventionist. So I get to do something a little bit different than maybe an associate degree level nurse or maybe a licensed practical nurse would get to do because I have a little bit of a different level of education. So I want to talk to you just a little bit about nursing because it's changed, it's evolved, and it's a little bit more than just our cool uniforms. And, we don't just take care of sick people. That's not just what we do. And, in healthcare, there's many specialties. I've taken care of a lot of healthy people. And you think, why would a nurse need to take care of healthy people? Well, when you think about it, I've delivered babies as a nurse. And babies certainly, not every baby's sick. We deliver very, very healthy babies. Moms are very healthy. So you could be a nurse that takes care of babies. And that would be a wonderful thing or a wonderful type of nurse to be. I've been a teacher as a nurse. If you want to become a nurse, you certainly need someone to show you how to do that. So you could be a teacher as a nurse. I have been what we call an occupational health nurse. So I worked in a factory where they made cars. And sometimes those workers that build the cars would get injured or hurt. So they needed a nurse. So I worked in a big factory at one point and took care of those workers. And, I worked in a hospital. I've done ER, so I have truly taken care of a lot of injuries. If maybe, someone was sick and came in through the ER, I have done that as well. And then now, my current job is that I get to travel everywhere. I'm a travel nurse. I'm a travel consultant. I'm an infection control specialist, as I mentioned before. So I go to buildings from Maryland all the way to New Mexico, all the way to Vegas, and I go into these hospitals and into these care homes, and I get to survey how they are protecting their patients and their community against infection, and I get to make recommendations on how they can do that better and safer. So as a nurse, there are so many different things that you can do besides just the bedside care or taking care of a sick patient. And I think that's what's important as you look for a career, as you decide what subject am I good at in school, what would I want to do forever. And you know, in nursing, if you enjoy maybe science, and you know, there's a specialty out in nursing now called informatics. And if you like computers and you think maybe that would be something that you're interested in, there's a wonderful job. If you want to be a nurse who loves computers, you get into informatics and you work on electronic medical records. Everything we do in nursing now is on a computer. We don't document on paper so much anymore. Everything is in a computer, and if you're a nurse, you get to go build these fancy computers for us to put all of our medical records in. And again, that's a nurse does that. A nurse builds that. So there are so many opportunities out there. And I think that's wonderful. Even if you're a nurse and you think I like business and I'm good at math and that's what I want to do, you could run a hospital. You wouldn't have to be a nurse on the floor. We say on the floor, meaning that working behind a med cart or again, direct patient care. You could be the person running the hospital and be more of a business administrative person. So I just know that right now, especially during this pandemic, nurses, we have many different pictures in the media of what we're doing, and we're all working very hard, but there are many of us that do so many different things behind the scenes that make it all come together. So we need more of you, and we're hoping that more young people want to become nurses, because there's one thing that every single one of us have in common, and we all age and we all will get older, and hopefully we all will stay healthy. But again, as I said, at some point in healthcare, we all visit a doctor, and it may be because we just want to stay healthy, or maybe we unfortunately need someone to help us become healthy again. And that means we need nurses. And if it means we need a nurse that helps us build a computer system, or a nurse to hold our hand, or a nurse to give us a pill, we're going to need young people. And I hope that you will be someday giving a career day speech to be a nurse, because the 23 years that I've put into nursing have been wonderful, and I certainly hope that you're interested in becoming a nurse. Thanks for your time.
Meet Melissa Cerna, NP nurse practitioner. Here's a story she sent to us for Morgan County's virtual career day from Miss Cerna. I initially went to school when I graduated from high school to become a nurse. After 4 years of school, I became a registered nurse and worked at the hospital in the emergency room and other medical floors. I worked as a nurse for 10 plus years. I loved being a nurse and was able to help a person who was sick in every way, by helping them to get clean, by helping them take a bath, helping them learn how to get out of bed again after being so weak, and watching them walk for the first time in days or sometimes weeks, by helping to clean a wound and put dressing on it and being able to watch it heal over time, by giving patients medications to help them get healthy because of infection or because they had a bad heart. I have done CPR on so many patients, I cannot remember how many. This is when someone's heart stops, or maybe they have had an accident and stopped breathing, and you have to give chest compressions and breaths to save their life. Some people you save, and unfortunately, there are many that do not make it. That is the hardest part about being a nurse, watching a person die because of an accident or because they have cancer, for example, holding their hand as they take their last breath. The hardest part is the end of someone's life. After 10 years of being a nurse, I wanted to be the one making the orders. I wanted to be the one a person comes to figure out what is wrong, then fix it for them. So I went back to school for another 4 years to become a family nurse practitioner. I see anyone from babies to the elderly. I can diagnose a problem, that means figure it out. I know what or how to treat that problem and then let the patient know what to do. I have worked in the COVID unit diagnosing and treating COVID, and I never got COVID. I work at urgent care. There I get to figure out what is wrong with a patient after they tell me how they're feeling, then assessing them, which means listening to their hearts, lungs, stomach, etc., looking at their skin, eyes, ears, mouth, etc. And then I write prescriptions for illnesses like strep throat or stomach aches, stitches for cuts, slings or casts for broken bones. I also work at a vascular clinic. This means I help people's veins become healthy. Your veins are like pipes that bring blood back to your heart, but sometimes they stop working well and the blood goes backwards. So we can take the veins out or put medications in them to help them work properly. Some pros about being a nurse is helping to get a patient better and knowing to help my family if they are sick. Some cons or some negative things is that sometimes patients do not always listen to your recommendations and they do not get better. And also, you never stop working. The hours are long and there's a lot of paperwork and computer work to keep track of a person's health. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great career day.